Next item is City Manager Update. Mr. Freitag.
Good evening, council members, ladies and gentlemen. We'll run through the City Manager Update quickly. Some things that I thought everybody should know. First of all, one of the good news stories with the fire department is that they've done an analysis or a look specifically at their staffing, and what they've recognized is that there are days when they can support manning ambulance number 5 for the city, ambulance 93 out at the West Side Fire Station. That ambulance has not been manned for some time, and due to some creativity and some innovation on behalf of the fire chief and the department staff, they realized that there are days when we have, if you will, more than the min requirement to man all 5 fire stations, and so they can take 2 of those folks and put them into service at fire station number 3. And so what that does for us is we already had the fire, or already had the ambulance, we already had all the equipment, we just needed to match up extra people on a daily shift to that requirement. And so they call in the morning and tell the 911 center that ambulance 93 is in operation today. It's not every day, but on those days where there's additional 2 people, they man it. It's a great news story, and so appreciate the efforts of Chief Banker in looking at a problem that the city's been dealing with and coming up with a creative solution to meet a need. So well done to the fire station. The next thing I would highlight is that Chief Moore, kind of keeping a public safety theme here, has looked at ways as how can he get feedback from the citizenry across the city, and so he's established a program called Coffee with a Cop, and we recently had one of those. He hosted one of those at Lucy's Loon, which is the coffee shop in the basic co-op. He had 23 citizens that attended, and so if you want to sit down and have coffee with a police officer and talk about safety, security issues in the city, great opportunity to do so. The next one is at April 4th at the little coffee shop in the basement of Hedberg Public Library. So again, creativity on behalf of the police department, thinking through how can they engage and connect with our citizenry. Good news story from a funding standpoint. We talk about always being challenged with money. This is a good news story. We got our allocations finally for CDBG and home funding. That's community development block grant funding from the federal government, and the home allocations, and they actually, both of them went up for 2016. We actually thought we were going to see decreases. Both went up, and so CDBG is at 467,000 and some change. Home is at 163,000 and some change, and both of them improvements over 2013. And so Jennifer Petrozello and her team there in Neighborhood and Community Services will put those grant funds to great use here this year. So good news story for the city. And then really moving to DPW, one of the things that Parks is working on is the city's been fighting the battle against the emerald ash borer, and we've previously treated a bunch of trees across the city, but beginning in April they'll be retreating 200 of those trees, to keep the emerald ash borer from infecting some of our ash trees. So another good story. One of the things that I encourage everyone to take a look at is that we have developed over the last 2 years both a federal and a state legislative agenda. They're available online. If you go to our city website /legislative, you can learn about those legislative priorities at both the federal and the state level. And then there's information in there that if something that you read or see really chaps your hide, and you want to talk to somebody about an issue, all the contact information for our state and federal legislators is there too, so that you can reach out and talk to them about those issues which are near and dear to your heart. But I encourage you to visit that website. Some upcoming events starting tomorrow and on Wednesday. We've got the Long Range Transportation Plan Open House. The first one tomorrow is at Hedberg Public Library, and then it's over at the Milton Library, both days from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. So if you want a chance to see that long range transportation plan and kind of where the city's going from a transportation planning perspective, this is your opportunity to go talk to folks about that. March 22nd, just for everybody's information, the DOT is hosting an I-3990 project open house, and that's for the central segment, which is the segment that is focused here on Janesville. That's not held here locally. It's up in Edgerton, but if you want to go, it's from 3:30 to 6:30 p.m. and it's at 111 Interstate Boulevard up in Edgerton, and I encourage you to go up and see that. On March 26th, we've got Breakfast with the Bunny over at the Senior Center. That's running from 9 to 10:15. A great opportunity to socialize over at the Senior Center. I encourage members to do that. March 30th, City Council listening session. That's 2 of our council members that will be doing an informal listening session, if you will, at Echo, and that's from 9:15 to 10:15 a.m., and we appreciate, I believe it's council members Farrell and Gruber that are doing this one. And we recently just had a very good one, last week over at the Senior Center with council members Gruber and Dupree. And so appreciate the council members stepping up to do that. March 31st, Austin Road Reconstruction Community Engagement Forum. That's out at Parker High School, and that's from 5 to 6 p.m. And so I think that's our second one, Paul, correct? Final. Second and final. So if you're interested in Austin Road and the reconstruction effort that's going on out there, this is your opportunity to go out and get a progress update and to provide comments or commentary. Lastly, I remind everyone there's lots of ways to get information about what's going on in the city. I encourage you to stay connected with the city of Janesville. Park Place Views airs on JATV. That's our cable channel, Charter Channel 994. This month, during the month of March, it's actually an interview with our new fire chief, Randy Baker, giving you an opportunity to meet the chief and then to learn about what he's got planned for the fire department. So I encourage you to tune in on that. You can always visit us on our website. You can also sign up on our website to receive email blasts. So if you're interested in a snow emergency notification, our press releases that come out each and every week, or any kind of other update that gets pushed to the public, that's a way to sign up for that. You can like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. You can receive emergency updates and alerts from the JPD via Nixle. And if you want to come visit us, come on down to City Hall. Our windows and doors are always open. Happy to talk with folks. We're open from 7:30 to 4:30 here at City Hall. And then you can call us on either of those numbers, 755-3000 or 755-3177, to talk to folks here at the city. So pending that, that's my update. If there are any questions, I'm happy to field those now.
Any questions of the city manager? Seeing none, we'll move on.